sheriff's department to pay for overtime to go fight crime in her district. That's what I'm saying. It's unusual. She all of a sudden has kind of peeled off and gone into this sort of independent thing.
Because I think more than anybody, she's heard it from
could be
from the voters.
Like I said, it was also concerned to me that I think now that MRT's out of there, that she feels like she can kind of do her thing.
That's an interesting story because you can really bully somebody when you have leverage. Because you can shout at somebody, but if you're equals, eventually you get shouted back. You can only shout like if you're a boss and so you get fired someone. Or you got some dirt on
you got the majority of the vote. If you have the majority always with you and you're always at the sending vote, I can see at some point that you either got to go along, get along. I don't know. I'm sitting here speculating. I shouldn't be doing that. But
we get you to break all the rules.
I know you do. You guys you're real a-holes.
Yeah, I know.
That comes from credibility.
Yeah, plus you're 4 minutes overtime, too. We got you on that.
Yeah.
Ken, I'm so sorry. You know I didn't mean that.
All right, we're going to take... Bye, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
More coming up.
Deborah Marquez News.
UCLA has reached a $243 million settlement in a sexual abuse lawsuit involving a former campus gynecologist. The Cincinnati Bengals have arrived in L.A. for the Super Bowl. The Bengals will be considered the home team, even though the Rams are playing in their home stadium, SoFi. Britain's government says all porn websites will be legally required to verify users are 18 or older as part of new online safety rules. Trouble on the 118, and we will check in with the KFI in the Sky next.
Hey, looking for a getaway? How about a romantic getaway? The Harris family presents the stunning Allegretto Vineyard Resort. It's in Paso Robles wine country. That's halfway between Los Angeles and San Francisco, surrounded by over 100 wineries. You'll enjoy the award-winning wines, and of course, the food is delicious too. You can pamper yourself with a couples massage at their very own Spa Allegretto. And, of course, if you want to take a little exercise, they got tandem bikes to ride through the vineyard. Book your romantic Tuscan-inspired getaway today at allegrettoresort.com. That's allegrettoresort.com.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network. Presented by Rick Cross.
ABFCN's Joe Lenardi's latest cartoon technology projections. He has UCLA as a 3 seed, USC as a 6 seed, and Cal State Fullerton as a 15 seed. The Rams might have to shift their practices from Cal Lutheran to the Rose Bowl due to high winds expected to hit Southern California. And Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer will not be facing criminal charges from the LA County District Attorney's Office, but Major League Baseball's investigation is still ongoing. I'm JD Haffrick.
Download the DraftKings app and use code SPORTS to get a free shot at millions of dollars up for grabs this week with your first deposit.
Minimally $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places. We're going to go to the 118 in Porter Ranch.
Problems here on the eastbound side. Just past Tampa Avenue, crash in the left lane. You're going to be stop and go all the way back from DeSoto. CHP's trying to run a break to clear that one. KFI in the Sky, Mike O'Brien looking at that problem in Whittier.
Yeah, still working here on the 605. 605 southbound just past Whittier Boulevard before Washington. Still in the car pull the left lane. From time to time, all lanes are blocked. It is bumper to bumper now, well through the 60, leading the 10 out about Valley Boulevard. North-south side of the fence, they're looking and losing back through to 5. In fact, that starts way back at about Rosecrans. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Will Fulschreiber.
This report is sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows. So take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 3.125 rate and APR with our no closing cost 30-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Lennox Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 3.125 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669.
Licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. NMLS number 3304. Non-loans apply. Equal housing lender. Visit us at Lennox CarsHomeLoans.com or call for additional cost information. Other restrictions apply. Rates subject to change.
Hey, y'all, it's Dean Sharp. Blackouts have become a regular part of life here in California. A loss of power to your home can threaten your health or your safety. A loss of power to your business means loss of revenue. And whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, blackouts are a problem. The solution is Duffy Power. Duffy's stellar reputation comes from keeping Southern California homes and business operations running without interruption 24/7, 365. To protect your home or your business from the next power outage, go to DuffyPower.com, DuffyPower.com.
Want to boost your immunity and protect your community? Get a COVID-19 booster. They help keep you and others safe from the virus and its variants this winter and beyond. If it's been at least 5 months since your last dose of Pfizer or Moderna, or at least 2 months since your last dose of J&J, it's time for a booster. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find a booster near you. Let's keep our immunity strong. Get your booster and flu shot while you're at it, too. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Staples helps your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get 20% off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends 2/26. See staples.com/signage for details. Staples, the working and learning store.
Looking for a good investment? Want to reduce uncertainty, financial risk, and hedge inflation? Here are 8 reasons to consider NRIA's Prime Real Estate Development Fund. Steady monthly cash flow payouts with double-digit targeted returns. Solid, affordable, high-demand home and apartment assets back you. New construction built where housing is badly needed and demand booming. Substantial properties already built and selling right now supporting you. Short and long-term strategies with steady cash flow and appreciation anticipated. An industry leader with a 15-year track record of 3 million square feet built and a pipeline of $1.7 billion of new property in progress. Hedge against inflation and receive steady cash flow. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
If the 15th falls on a Saturday, do we get paid on the Friday or do we get paid on Monday? And she's like, are you cutting it that close?
The Tim Conway Jr. Show.
You need a couple bucks till Friday?
Weekday at 6.
I just don't know if I can make it till Monday.
On KFI.
Show, John Cobell, Jim Campo, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now we'll give you an update after 4:30 on the Freedom Convoy in Canada, fighting all of the COVID restrictions there, particularly the vaccine mandate to cross the border into the United States. They've really been making a lot of noise and raising a lot of money. And there's a point to be made about the coverage of the trucker convoy. We'll get into that after the news at 4:30. Now we move to the other big international crisis, which is Ukraine. And if you can believe the French president, Emmanuel Macron, you're laughing already, right? Well, he went and met with Putin on Monday night at the Kremlin. And then he went to Ukraine today. I met Vladimir. I calmed him down. Yes, the other story boy. He would be more of a croissant boy. Yeah, he is a croissant. Croissant boy. Yes. Macron. He's another Newsom Garcetti type. So he's telling everybody that Putin assured him there would be no escalation or deterioration of the crisis around Ukraine. He said that during the 5 hours of talks, he got these assurances that they will not launch any military initiatives and promised that there are also thousands of Russian troops on the border of Belarus and Ukraine, which is to the north of Ukraine. They're just there for war exercises, but they're going to leave after February 20th. Yeah, well, Putin's spokesman said that it's not true. Putin has agreed to nothing. That Macron's full of it. Although he did say that those troops will leave Belarus once the joint exercises end on February 20th. As for the rest of the stuff, he didn't say that he agreed. He also said France does not represent NATO. Yeah, so they are part of NATO, but they don't represent the whole NATO organization. The French guy's blowing. He's trying to make himself into a hero. The French guy is not going to tell the Soviets or the Russian dictator what to do. It's just what a silly boy. They apparently, here it is, but the Kremlin rejects these reports. Right, but read the next paragraph. He did confirm
The promised Russian troops will leave Belarus once the joint exercises end.
Let's see if they do.
But that's not the ones on the Ukrainian border. That's the ones on the border between Ukraine and Belarus. There's many more on the Russian-Ukraine border.
Yeah, I heard that they're sending troops out onto the Baltic Sea near Odessa in Ukraine. And
the Russians are?
Yeah, there's gonna be a buildup of troops there out in the water. And I wouldn't trust or believe anything he says. He's a KGB agent by trade. And KGB agents, propaganda people, it's all about lying, misdirection, false flags, look over here. That's what they do. That's what the business is. The business is fooling people. He can say, oh, I'm not going to invade until March or April, and then you'll see at halftime of the Super Bowl when everybody's distracted. Suddenly the tanks will roll in. Well, a big part of warfare is doing it by surprise. And the way to surprise is say, oh, it's all right, it's been an exercise. No, I'm not mad, I'm not going to invade, everybody can go to sleep, I'm fine. Oh, the news videos beautifully report it, and next thing you know, villages are getting flattened.
Supposedly, Putin's really just looking for concessions, and one of the concessions he wants is that Ukraine never joins NATO. Because he knows that if they join NATO, it's going to be tougher to eventually take that country over.
Well, I haven't seen that concession being agreed to. So, if that's still out there, then he's still going to be on the border. At the very least, making noise and making everyone nervous, because he could sit there for months. He could sit there for years. But just one day decide, you know what, I've had it, I'm gonna roll in there. Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care if his own people die. I mean, these guys are psychotics and they're sociopaths. They don't care if their people die. They don't care if he doesn't care if he spends all this money, even in a losing cause. And he does Ukraine. It's going to be Poland next.
No, that's why you're really worried.
Yeah,
family members are at risk.
That's right. Not
you better evacuate them. Bring them to your home on the west side.
They want to come, they can come.
Do you still stay in touch with them after that visit you had?
Actually, yes. One of the daughters is on social media, so my wife and the boys, they communicate with her.
No,
regularly.
Good stuff.
I want to go back there maybe next year. See, we were thinking about going on another trip next year, and now the Russians are at the door. Last thing I want to do is be trapped in Poland while the Russians roll in.
That would be fantastic.
I'll end up like my dad being taken to a work camp.
Yeah, history could repeat itself.
Yeah, wouldn't that be funny?
You'll have to escape like he did.
Lots of show material if that happened.
Yeah, I don't know if I get a line in from Warsaw or wherever they're going to hold me hostage.
Yeah, you do the show from behind enemy lines.
Sure. Yeah, from the Gulag.
All right, more coming up.
John and Ken, KFI, Deborah Marquez News.
The LA County Board of Supervisors has cleared the way to fire or punish county employees who fail to comply with the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. The board will again review the proposed rule changes ahead of a final vote scheduled for mid-March. LA County DA George Gascon says he wants credit card companies to stop processing payments for kits used to make ghost guns.
The DA sent a letter to American Express, MasterCard, and Visa and told them they have the ability to go beyond what any law enforcement agency, legislature, or city council can accomplish by stopping the flow of ghost guns into communities with just a few mere clicks on a smartphone or computer. LAPD Chief Moore says ghost guns are replacing firearms people would normally purchase with no background checks required. A ghost gun's made from untraceable parts bought mostly online, and Moore says the majority of gun-related crimes in L.A. involve a ghost gun. Pete Gregory, KFI News.
Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI has asked for forgiveness for how he handled clergy sex abuse cases. An independent report criticized his actions in 4 cases while he was Archbishop of Munich, Germany in the late 70s and early 80s. Benedict has not admitted to any wrongdoing, and his advisors insist he was not involved in any cover-up of abuse. The European Union is planning to spend $48 billion to become a major microchip producer to try to end its dependency on Asian markets. Microchips have been in short supply because of shipping bottlenecks. Some people in Europe have had to wait nearly a year to get a car because of lack of parts. And ratings for this year's Winter Olympics are cold. NBC is on track for the lowest-rated Winter Games in history. Friday night's coverage of the Games in Beijing, which included the opening ceremony, averaged 12.8 million viewers. That number was 27.8 million for the last Winter Olympics, which were held in South Korea. We have a crash on the 605 in Whittier.
In fact, let's go straight up to Michael Bryan. He's KFI in the sky with a bird's eye view over it.
Yeah, finally some good news. It's been here a long time. The 605 southbound past Whittier Boulevard for Washington. They just cleared for the car pulling left lane just a few minutes ago, so it's still going to be slow to recover. Bumper-to-bumper stuff now way back out of Baldwin Park, back towards the 10. Northbound side of the bend, they're looking and losing there, and that's close up to just about Rosecrans, so very tough from there up through Whittier. Southbound side of the 5. On the brakes there from East LA Interchange. Much of the way to the 605. See how that not so bad into Norwalk. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the sky.
We still got a crash working in Porter Ranch, 118 freeway, eastbound past Tampa. CHP was going to run a brake there to remove it. It is slowed back from Topanga Canyon. And it looks like we've got some good news coming from Anaheim. That earlier crash is cleared. 91 freeway westbound past Kramer, LaSalle. Still a bit slow, though, back from Imperial Highway. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Will Schreiber.
Hey, we all know that refinancing your mortgage can be a nightmare. Not with Cake Mortgage, they make it easy. Well, there's a lot of paperwork involved. You sure about that? Not with Cake Mortgage. They have a paperless process that makes it effortless. And they can deliver on their advertised rates. Cake does deliver. The rate they give is the rate you get. And if you have a current rate quote from another lender, I did that again, a wait quote. A rate quote from another lender, they'll beat it or give you $1,000. $1,000, big money. $1,000. With Cake, there are no hidden fees, and your loan can close in as little as 21 days. Now, you put it all together, doesn't get any better than that. So if you want to refinance, you need a new home loan, Cake Mortgage is the only option. But today's low rates will not last long, so you have to call right now. Right now, that means you have to give them the phone number right now. 877-818-CAKE. 877-818-CAKE. Get your personalized rate quote, no social required. Call 877-818-2253. Visit CakeHome.com. Time is running out.
Equal housing lender licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Not licensed in all 50 states, including New York. Visit CakeHome.com for licensing terms and restrictions.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny, warm, and windy tomorrow. Highs mid to upper 80s for Metro LA. Low to mid 80s in the valleys. Around 85 for inland Orange County. 80 to 85 in the Inland Empire. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Deborah March.
I think it's a super idea to get bowled over by going to Morongo to watch the big game. And now the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
Game day sale. Get a room and 2 tickets to the big game blitz for one low price. Call 888-MORONGO.
Number 4.
Big game blitz. Watch the big game on big screens in the ballroom. Food, drinks, and giveaways included. Get tickets now.
3.
Big game blowouts. For every touchdown, fumble, field goal, sack, or interception, a reward member will win up to $1,000 cash.
And the number 2.
Because you can't watch the big game on a small screen, no need to. We've got hundreds of big screens everywhere.
And the number 1 reason.
The big game is this weekend, and Morongo has big games for you to play, big prizes for you to win, and of course, big screens for you to watch.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
Take a look at your legs. Are those veins twisty, bulgy, painful, and embarrassing? West Medical offers the latest minimally invasive solutions to erase varicose veins fast. You know, varicose veins are caused by broken valves, and they don't heal on their own, so don't wait. Call 1-800-WEST-MED for a private consultation. Treatments are covered by most PPO insurances, and they offer great financing. Call 1-800-WEST-MED or visit westmedical.com today.
Ralph's is proud to be a cornerstone of this great community, providing fresh, nutritious meals all around Southern California. But none of this would be possible without our friendly associates who are always there to meet the needs of our customers when they need it most. At Ralph's, we're a family, and we couldn't do it without the dedication, commitment, and determination of our associates to make this world a better place one day at a time. We are Ralph's Strong.
Hyperflex Knee gets you back living life to the fullest without knee pain. Find out how at hyperflex.com.
Kfi AM 640.
An iHeart radio station.
More stimulating talk.
Johnny King Show, Sean Cobell, KCFO, KFI. AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app.
Hey, the voice line is coming back around just a few days already, Friday. 1-877-MOIST-86, 1-877-664-7886. We'll be talking about Mayor Yoga Pants again after 5 o'clock. The woman that used to be his communications director years ago has called for an investigation into perjury against Garcetti because in a civil deposition over whether or not his former top deputy mayor, Rick Jacobs, powerful man in the Garcetti office, was sexually harassing various employees around the city of L.A., Garcetti claimed he had no knowledge of, didn't see anything, saw nothing, heard nothing, knew nothing. And that just doesn't seem to fly with many who were on the inside of city government at that time. So this woman is calling for an ethics investigation. We've got a whistleblower organization coming on at 5:05 to explain where this could lead.
And Naomi Seligman is the name of the former aide. And basically, she's saying he's a liar and he ought to be indicted on a federal felony perjury charge. How about that?
Be great. So
And he walks around
his India dreams.
And he walks around all day knowing that he's guilty of this. That's what's fascinating. He's got no problem sitting before the Senate and denying everything.
So the Freedom Convoy is in the news again. That's the organized protest in Canada against COVID-19 vaccine requirements for truckers to re-enter the country.
I love
by
this
land. It was introduced by the Canadian government on January 15th. Here we are in almost mid-February, and today, what they did was they were blocking the Ambassador Bridge that links Windsor, Ontario, and Detroit, Michigan. Canadian-bound traffic was shut down for quite a while. I'm not sure if it still is. I haven't looked at an update, but one thing I noticed about the coverage of this story, and there was even one news story that dropped about the dopey talk host on MSNBC acting like how horrific and out of control this is, and I'm thinking, wow, remember back in 2020 with all of the anarchists in the streets of Seattle and Portland and taking over police stations and burning things down? You didn't act that way, did you?
No, because they get paid to say that to their followers. They know what their followers want to hear.
Right,
so.
this is considered a right-wing protest by anti-vaxxers, therefore it's horrific.
They're paranoid.
But if it's left-wing anarchists, oh, gosh, they're just quietly and peacefully.
The truth is the Canadian government, like the LA County government, won't give up control, even though the big threat has now passed. And they want to demand that truck drivers get vaccinated. They have to get tested if they come back from the U.S. and go into quarantine, and all that gets in the way of guys making a living. And these guys are vitally important, in case you haven't noticed, with this supply chain problem. Without truck drivers, there's nothing on the shelves to buy. Nothing. All right? To me, it's like the sheriff's deputies. These guys show up when some crazy guy is shooting up in the neighborhood, right? So I don't care if the deputy is vaccinated or not. I don't care if the fireman's vaccinated. I don't care if the truck driver's vaccinated. Because when I go to the grocery store, I want to get whatever I need to eat. I don't really care about his vaccinated status.
Well, I love the way it's explained. Ottawa's the capital city of Canada, and it says it's endured widespread turmoil, including blaring horns. Oh, my goodness. Some businesses having to close temporarily. Citations have been handed out for people that apparently have been involved in mischief. You know what? Violations range from excessive noise and use of fireworks to driving a motor vehicle on a sidewalk. Compared to what happened in Portland and Seattle, right now, it's pretty mild.
I know. They actually burned down, like I mentioned Fairfax, right? 88 businesses burned down. There was nobody outraged on any of these left-wing cable channels. Nobody was outraged at the newspapers. Nobody was upset. Nobody called for anything. Instead, like the CNN liars went on screen and said, oh, these are mostly peaceful protests while flames are shooting 40 feet into the sky. I mean, it is just the lies and propaganda of the worst sort. And they're not fooling anybody anymore. That's what's weird, is they keep banging this this propaganda drum, and nobody's falling for it. Everybody's on to the game.
Apparently, according to the reports, nearly 90% of Canada's truckers are fully vaccinated. That's why Justin Trudeau, who, by the way, just emerged from isolation because he did test positive for COVID. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He was in week-long isolation, testing positive.
Him and Garcetti, they walk around preaching all the time. How much you want to bet in their lives they don't wear masks very much, and that's how they got the COVID. And it's funny, they both were vaccinated and they got it anyway. So I don't know, what is this obsession with screaming about vaccines? It's not about the vaccines. It's not about the money it costs. It's about their psychotic control. That's what the Chinese Communist Party is doing. To the people in the Olympic Village, controlling them. That's what they do.
It'll be interesting to see, now that we know that Omicron is on its way out the door. There's a number of positive cases, it's dropping. It will still be like this in a couple of months. There'll still be these people screaming about masks and vaccines.
You are going to see there's going to be...
Or is it really just driven by this coverage?
You're going to see dead enders. You're going to see people who are going to refuse to give up the control. You're already seeing it. I think in a rational world, where you have the cases down by 90%, you release all restrictions. Get the masks off the kids, stop the child abuse in the schools with the masks, stop the vaccination requirements of the sheriff, stop all this nonsense. It's over. Let people live. Don't carry on about, they're taking a risk. We all take a lot of risks, and we all know that. We all live with plenty of risks. This is about, they got a foot in the door finally. They got a foot in the door to do a little run-through. What would it be like if we ran a totalitarian society?
Meanwhile, an end-around has been done past GoFundMe. Apparently, a Christian crowdfunding site has raised more than $3.5 million in 2 days for the Canadian truckers. As you may or may not know, GoFundMe froze more than $8 million in donations to the cause, and they want to split it out among other groups.
Did anybody freeze the tens of millions of dollars that went to Black Lives Matter that has disappeared? And that the California Attorney General is investigating? There's $30 million that's gone? Anybody? Anybody freeze those funds? No. But the Canadian truckers have their funds frozen.
Well, speaking of control, Barbara Ferrer this afternoon has estimated that we will not ease the indoor masking mandate probably till the end of April. April? Yeah. April. And that's only if a new variant doesn't pose a threat.
Oh.
See, the end of April, yeah, it's more than 2 months.
And this is where the county supervisors ought to overrule her and get rid of her, fire her. She ought to be fired. This is abuse of power. This is abuse of children and everybody's private life. This is abuse. But where's Hilda Solis and Sheila Fuel and Holly Mitchell? And who's the other one? Oh, yeah, the Einstein, Janice Hahn. Yeah. These are terrible, terrible people. Get out of our lives. It's down 90%. It's going to be zero in a matter of a few weeks.
She said it would probably be the latest that the order would be eased the end of April. It could be sooner.
It better, but
we'll have to watch in these areas.
Honestly, this has got to stop. We're living in some kind of nightmare world here. This is like some novel. Holy mackerel. Boy, I could never have imagined that some weaselly little health director would become queen of the universe, and nobody's willing to challenge her. You know, no council people, no supervisors, nobody challenges her.
The Case for Act, though, really means that by early March, we should be at their dopey case numbers, and we should be able to exit the mass order in the middle of March.
Yeah, no, they'll change the numbers.
The goalposts will move.
Well, they're not giving up power willingly. You know, and then they'll find, some variant, on an island in the middle of the Pacific and decide, well, out of an abundance of caution, we have to reinstate all the restrictions. She should be fired. That whole department ought to be investigated.
All right, we got more coming up.
They ought to change the legislation so this never happens again. And people should vote on this in November. They should vote for candidates who say, we're going to strip these. Because you know what? The health director, and this is for Fauci too, the reason you have a politician is they take all the competing interests, right? The business interests, the interests of parents, the medical interests, and you weave together everyone's, the stakeholders, right? All their different interests, and you come up with a policy that serves the public's greater good. Instead, all they're doing is they're listening to the little weasel who's got her own psychosis, her own germ phobia that she's been dealing with since she was a little girl. She's terrified of germs, and now she has the power to make sure that nobody else gets the germs. And then she shouldn't be in charge of policy. It should be a politician who's taking in all the needs of everyone. John and Ken Show. Deborah Mark has news.
A woman from Summit Oaks has pleaded guilty for her leadership role in a health insurance fraud scheme that cheated people out of more than $20 million. LAPD has fired one officer for violating the city's COVID-19 vaccine mandate, and termination proceedings are underway for 7 others. Super Bowl Sunday in Inglewood could be the hottest ever temperature-wise. The forecast is calling for 84 degrees. We'll go to the 10, and we will check in with the KFI in the sky next.
An car accident can ruin you. Over 65% of bankruptcies filed are due to overwhelming medical bills. So that's why we're telling you, you call Sweet Jane's accident attorneys right away.
Now, if you're ever hurt in an accident, your medical bills can be financially devastating, and that insurance company, well, they're going to just try to pay as little as possible for your injury.
So that's what Sweet Jane's accident attorneys are about. They are the winning team at Sweet Jane. They're going to step in and take control, take the burden off you.
They're going to help you get medical treatment that you need, and you won't have to pay a dime out of your pocket. Then your attorneys working for you will work to maximize the money you get.
So if you're hurt in an accident, what you do next makes all the difference. Don't assume you're not hurt just because you don't feel pain right away.
Call Sweet James for a free consultation. It's 800-500-5200, 800-500-5200, and sweetjames.com.
The journey to quit vaping isn't easy, but you have the power to do it. Your journey to quit for good is yours to tell, and we're here to help. The
Front and side impact airbags, brake assist, ignition disabling, and four-wheel disc brakes with ABS. Standard safety equipment includes vehicle stability control, traction control, and smart stop technology.
We are going to go to the 10 in Santa Monica.
Flowing there on the eastbound side of that 10 from Cloverfield all the way into East LA interchange to cross the city floor there, so expect delays. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the sky. He's looking at conditions in Costa Mesa.
Yeah, pretty normal, tough driving.
5
northbound, loading past Bristol up to Beach Boulevard through the construction zone. Seems to be the worst of it. Northbound 55. Off the brakes there for the 405. Much of the way to the 91. There's a little loose pocket there around 17. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the sky.
KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Will Kohlschreiber.
This report is sponsored by Blinds. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blinds.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for a blind. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
Want to pay off your 30-year mortgage in half the time? Network Capital offers a 15-year fixed rate at 2.375% with a 2.59 APR. Start off your new year with a lower rate and half the payment. If you're looking to lower your interest rate, pay your home off sooner, or pull out some cash, don't miss this opportunity. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again with rates this low. Our 15-year fixed rate is 2.375% with a 2.59 APR. It's not often to get such an amazing second chance to refinance and forget it. That's a 15-year fixed at 2.375%. Yes, 2.375% with a 2.59 APR. Network Capital has experts standing by right now to help. Call 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. NMLS ID 11712. Not licensed in all states. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. NMLS Financing Law. Number 603D787. An equal opportunity lender. Rates subject to change and may not be available rate law. Discount points may apply. Tax approval. Call 800-500-1448 for additional cost information.
As parents, we've done everything we can to keep our kids safe, happy, and healthy during this pandemic. From finding the best face masks to making sure their hands are clean. And now we have the best tool to help keep them even safer. The most important thing we can do is vaccinate our kids to protect them against COVID-19. Vaccines have been proven safe and effective for children 5 and up. Talk to your child's doctor or visit myturn.ca.gov to find a vaccine near you. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Ever since I got the Purigan Water whole house filtration system, all I ever hear is, wow, this water's really great. If you live in Southern California, you're getting chemicals in your tap water. Purigan removes the chemicals and gives you good minerals that make your water taste delicious. And no hard water residue on your glasses or shower door. That alone is worth it. Get Purigan for $0 down and no payments for 3 months. Call 844-80-WATER, 844-80-WATER, or go
Experience driving perfection in the 2011
Toyota.com.
By now, you've heard the news. Boosters for Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines are available. They help keep your immunity strong and help keep you and others protected against COVID-19 and its variants. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find out if you're eligible and to find a booster near you. Let's keep each other safer and healthier this winter. Get your booster. And don't forget to get your flu shot, too. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Can you believe how much the Garcia's house sold for? I know. Home values are so high right now. I wish I could pull about $50,000 from my home's equity without selling. You can. We just pulled cash from our home's equity to redo our backyard this summer. We used IntelliLoan, and get this, our monthly payments actually went down. IntelliLoan offered us a 2.39% rate in APR with no points or lender fees.
When I rent a car, I never compromise. Too shabby. Too much.
Take the number.
I can rent this for that price?
Absolutely.
It's just right. Book your Just Right rental at thrifty.com.
Just go to IntelliLoan.com. IntelliLoan. Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount and certain restrictions apply. 50% loan to value and 745 per credit. Cash out will vary. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3390. Maintained or leased pursuant to a self-service financing law license number 603-6970. Equal housing loan.
There was a leaked email from the LA County DA's office.
Let's go!
Mindful meditation today at 12:30 p.m. Could you imagine? This is the DA's office. You know what would make the collectors roll? Is if they got to do their job. Instead of meditating, the people who don't believe in enforcing laws.
Investigated for perjury. With all the sex harassment that was carried out by a former top news conductor, the ongoing was just taken to get into the whistleblower indoor organization coming up at 5:05. Yeah, you see that city at the 6th of the last test. And supposedly, we thought they were going to ask them how they press conference and they still have always press conference with the Super Bowl facing. Yeah. So just question, are you your former Harry Salesman? Right. 32 years old. How can you really keep your own employees safe from that predator? Yeah. Around pinching, kissing, and hugging you. This comes under the category of no thanks and go to hell. It's the former Pope. The retired Pope Benedict XVI who's asking forgiveness. Now, he's arraigned before, and the case came out from a German law firm that was commissioned by the German Catholic Church to look into how cases of sex abuse were handled in the Munich Archdiocese between, this is his 1945 and 2019. Benedict was still known as the Cardinal of Ratzinger. He headed the Archdiocese for 5 years, and if there were 4 cases during his tenure, the Romans really crazy about this, like Marston and Mahoney. Some of these guys were convicted pedophiles and they still got to work in ministry. Yeah. Imagine that. Ratzinger didn't do anything to them. No, the kind of evidence now, whoever he was convicted pedophile, he was supposed to wear red shoes. Oh, he was? Yeah. Remember when? Oh, you brought it up. Some red shoes he wore. Boy, there was some reason for that. Wasn't some sort of history or something? He might be affirmed of child molest. The Pope wore red shoes? Yeah. That's the thing. That's the signal to other child molesters, eh? It's like that. Well, that was conspiracy theory. The red shoes, like a green light. There's a green light, it's a green light. I know there's a connection. The guy put up with all these child molesters bending over these poor little altar boys, and he's wearing red shoes. Really interesting. Two cases involved priests who offended while actually they were explicit and were punished by the German legal system, but were kept in pastoral ministry without any limit from the ministry. The third case involved a cleric who was convicted by a court outside Germany but put back into service in Munich. And the fourth case, and this is the one, this is why you should go to hell, a convicted pedophile priest was allowed to transfer Munich in 1980, put into ministry in 1986 to the rest of the board. Until he had a record where he could suspended staff on the left of the board. Nothing proves there isn't a God. Because you think a God would take this guy out, right? It got to be told after decades of allowing child molestation to go on perfectly in front of God. And he did nothing about it. And now they say, oh, what is this you're doing? This is what he calls a conception. Being called a conception. Now he asked the bigger believers confessing their sins and asking forgiveness for their faults. But he never specifically admitted any guilt. He never said that it was a personal apology. He's just sorry things happened. Let's go! Like the 94-year-old Nazi who was taken into custody, and that's all these old priests and pedophile in the roof. Yeah. He was a convicted pedophile. Yeah, and he goes, so he's priest is just back to the Nazi days. Yeah. But he was only in charge. Later in his career. He was the head of the policy from the late 70s, early 80s. It's so disgusting. I grew up Catholic. I had to go to Catholic school. I was a culture boy. And we had a pedophile priest in our church that we didn't know about for 25 years later. But no one knows. But yeah. Filthy, foul, disgusting. So we got to tell them you. No. I'd be telling you that. Alright, so when we come back, got my friend now. We'll talk about, that's cool. We'll talk about Mary Yoga Pants, shouldn't be charged with perjury, because it sure appears like we may have told her wrap our coming. Johnny Thursday, Double Mark, and Dave's Profile, and Subscribe. Let's figure it out. From the LA County DA's office, we're not by a quick to start charging against Dodgers pitchers. Judge Gaston says they wouldn't be able to prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. We looked at the case very closely. We investigated it thoroughly. The 27-year-old woman accused Bauer of assaulting her last year during rough sex. Bauer denies the assault and says the rough sex was consensual. Gaston says the history of the case was important. We looked at the denial of the civil restraining order. We looked at statements. We looked at physical evidence. Bauer remains on leave from the Dodgers. He's Gregory Kfi Am. Houston has agreed to pay more than $243 million to settle a sexual abuse lawsuit involving former campus gynecologist James Heath. The lawsuit from more than 200 women claims new behavior during decades of ignored complaints that UCLA
What all you pizzas think about? Postmates. For 50% off your first 5 orders, use code FEAST.
If I've been abused,
I spoke clay before I spoke words. Just out of raw clay, you can make amazing things. A little bit of clay can build your house. A little bit of clay can build a sculpture. For me, it was the beginning of my story to tell.
In LA, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
More than 500 personnel from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security will be joining local law enforcement in Inglewood to keep people safe at the Super Bowl. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas has described the ban as a preventative measure. To help with the game, the Inglewood Police Department is the leading agency for the game. 4 Marines included Nashville and San Diego to sign the grounders and charges for causing the earlier time before down to the San Diego Zoo regional dam and other possible exploders. The city campus and the local air station needed a sign in Maryland and the rest of the zoo. And the local resort to go to the health and safety department. The riders have been stopped.
Be careful.